So, hello fellow humans and welcome to the Madhouse. I'm Josh, and today, what do I want to say? How do I describe this? I want to talk about getting help. Now, I said last week that the reason I'd not been filming properly was that I'd been ill, and it's true, but there was a little more to it. I did have a summer cold, but I have also been taking for the last few months antidepressants. That's a very oddly phrased sentence, but I've been taking antidepressants because I'm quite depressed and I have these intrusive, often morbid and sometimes scary thoughts which make it almost impossible to function when you have a constant thought running through your head about how life is meaningless and you're going to die and you might as well just end it now. It's time to get help. And I want to talk about this to illustrate that there is no shame in it. I have a mental illness, and just like any other illness, you can get treatment. If you break a leg, you get a plaster cast and painkillers, and you are given the help you need to recover, and that's exactly what mental illnesses require. Now, I don't need a plaster cast, but you know what I mean. You need the mental supports as much as someone who is physically ill needs the physical supports. I try to surround myself with a far more, I want to say, supportive and a healthier atmosphere than I have done at times in the past. I try to avoid the main sources of my anxiety, and I also avoid children because they annoy me, but that's an entirely different matter altogether and not really that pertinent. I just said it for some reason. And I take my medication. Yes, they go with some side effects which aren't always fun, and do I wish I weren't using them like this? Absolutely. But if it's the price I have to pay to obtain some sense of normalcy, then I will gladly pay it. However, of course, I've run out of the medication and I can't get any more until the end of this week. I'd intended to get some today, but there were complications. And that's it. Once you get off the course, you deal with the withdrawal effects, which are not fun. I've had, what's the best way to describe this? Brain fog, not frog. A brain fog for days. I've barely been able to string a coherent sentence together. At least that's what it's felt like. I'm already an exceedingly loquacious person, so I probably still seem quite, what's the word? Not cognizant? Eloquent? That's one word for it, but it's not the one I'm going for. But I probably seem quite compos mentis. But compared to my normal capabilities, this is quite limited. Then there's the headaches that come with it, the really severe. I don't know if it's a migraine or not, because I don't think I've had migraines before, so I can't compare, but it's not pleasant. And then there's the increased nausea and vomiting, which can occur, though thankfully I've had very little of this, only a few occurrences. It's not fun, and it's not something I'd recommend if you are on these medications. You have the opportunity. You should always try to build up a supply specifically so you don't have this issue. But life is messy sometimes. You can't always plan ahead, though you try. I don't really know what I wanted to say. I mean, yes, there's no shame in being ill and getting the help you need and you deserve. Now, where am I going with this? Rather than go on what I was going to mention then, I'll talk about the rest of this week. I'm going to London tomorrow because I have won a competition which was a ticket to a writing workshop with, I can't remember the name of the writer, but she wrote All the Good Things. I think it's Claire Fisher? Claire Fisher, I think is the right one. And I just really like a writing workshop. I had to enter and I've got it. So I'm going to London. I'm going to go visit bookshops because I have to. I believe there is currently an LGBT plus exhibition at the British Museum that I might go and have a look at. And of course I'm going to go and, shall we say, raid, gay is the word, because it's still one of my favourite bookshops in the world. I don't know if I call it my absolute favourite because I don't get to go very often because travel to London is expensive, but I very much enjoy it. I think I'll try and vlog as much of that as I can, but let's be a little bit more interesting than what I did with my last London trip. I want to try out some new filming techniques. I'll see what I can do. If not, it should still be fun. I don't really know what I'm doing with my life in general at the moment. I'm just taking it every day, one at a time. That's a rubbish sentence structure. I'm really getting pissed off with myself. Never mind. Still could be worse. At least I'm functional enough to have dyed my hair with only minimal staining of my neck, which you can't see because it's the back, and I'm going to wear a shirt with a collar tomorrow, so it shouldn't be an issue. All things considered, I'm in a pretty good mood and far more functional than I'd expect. What am I trying to say? Oh god, I've lost the train of thought like 4 or 5 times in the last... How long have I been filming this? A while. I don't know. We'll see. Also, let me know what the sound quality is like, because I'm trying to record the sound separately, and if it works then I'll put that file in instead of the sound recorded by my camera. That's it. I hope you've enjoyed my bizarre ramble with no real purpose or drive or anything really. If you did, have a cookie. Tatty buys.
Ohne dich hat der Regen keine Tropfen. Ohne dich hat das Meer keine Flut. Ohne dich hat der Berg keinen Gipfel. Ohne dich ist mein Herz ohne Glut.